There better be security cameras out here because I would steal all the potato chips. Hello farmers and welcome back to the hills of Tuscany. It is 10:30 in the month of August and we got plenty of work to still do this month. And I think today we're going to be starting off with at least a carrot harvest. Get that up and done so we can get that into the production building and start making some more produce to be sold. You know what, let's go right on out to the road here. See if there's any traffic coming. Does not look like it. And we'll get this knocked off. Then I think we're going to start plowing one of the fields. We got a whole bunch to plow up. Any fields that are vegetables, root crops, those type of fields, those will need to be plowed and kind of get all set for next season. We also have a grass field that needs to be cut and brought down to be made into, I think silage is what we'll do. Let's see, August, September, October, November. Yeah, I'll get another cut done in November, and that one there I'll probably make hay. We also still got to get done. I did not get the grapevines on the hill done, so those need to be taken care of. And of course, we do have a red beet field that is over there that needs to be harvested as well. So lots of work to get done. Shouldn't be a problem getting it done though in this month. Don't see any rain in the forecast, so that is a major plus for us. So it should be rather simple, especially when your root crop harvester does what it does. This thing is a wonderful piece of equipment to have here on the farm for us. Yeah, I got to get all these products in. I think, yeah, we're not going to be able to sell anything else this month. And as you look at the money, we're right at 20,000. It's going to be questionable if we wake up in the morning if we have any money to play with. But at least by then we'll have potato chips. We should have some more carrots, maybe some red beets as well to sell. Won't have any candy, but then again, candy seems to have a high time, which is June. As for the vegetables and stuff, that seems to be like almost any month is fine. So priority on the veggies, I suppose. Yeah, I was looking at the potato chip production, trying to figure out if I have enough oil, and currently we do not, but at least when we get the sunflower harvest up and done, I think that will cover us. I think I got enough oil in there for like 300,000 potatoes, and we got like 450,000 somewhere in there. So that sunflower field just to our left, when we harvest that next month, should cover up all the potatoes. So that's looking really, really good. I am happy with that. And I'm kind of hoping that with all the sales of the products that we have going on for the rest of the season, I want to be able to buy those, I think it's 3 fields, to add to our cotton production. So we can go ahead and make more fabric, which means more clothing, because the sheep are starting to produce more and more wool because we're getting more and more sheep. And then any money left over, well, we got to throw it towards the loan. We're working on it. We're getting it down there. I think we've done pretty well this year, paying off some of that money. Oh yeah, I do need to bring some milk over to the dairy production because that is getting kind of low on the milk. So yeah, just add another thing to the list that need to get done this month. All these fields are in pretty good condition. Most of our fields are at 98% out of 100. We're not running precision farming on this map. So basically we're getting the drilling done, of course. We're getting 2 stages of fertilization down. And we're also doing the rolling because our planter does rolling as it plants. We were trying to do the mulching at the same time, but that was causing some issues. That wasn't working out too well for us. So now we just do the rolling alone. Every time I use this machine now on vegetables, I just think back to Sri Lanka when the premium edition came out with the harvester and trying to... I mean, you could do it as a solo player. It wasn't the easiest thing to do, especially on small fields. But yeah, you could hire a worker in the harvester and you could follow alongside and put it into the trailer. But you could also, if you wanted to, just dump it on the ground, but then you have to go around afterwards and pick it up. So unless you have a modded, maybe like a modded forge wagon, I suppose, where you can just drive over it and I'll pick it up that way. I guess you'd have to go over it with like a bucket and pick it up that way, which would be kind of tedious. But at least that's just my opinion. Some people would probably love doing that kind of work. Not me. I kind of like the quality of farming life, where you're still doing the job, but just the quality of the equipment that you're using just makes it a little bit better for you. It all depends on how you want to play and what you're trying to do. And this thing here, originally I was going to have just a 60,000 liter capacity. I'm really happy that I went with, I think it's a 250 capacity on here, because now we can just roll right on in with the sugar beet, carrots, whatever, right to the production building and dump it on in without having to use a trailer. Yeah, so I got about maybe 5 or 6 more passes. The more carrots, the better. I may split up the production of the carrots, but this thing unloads rather quickly, so when I unload into the first production building, I'm going to try to do like half and half, just so that we can get through the product quicker and earn more money faster. The production buildings still go through the product before the next harvest season, but I want to get more money faster so I can either buy more land by springtime or pay off more of the loan. I'm kind of focused on paying off more of the loan so the loan interest doesn't hurt us every month as it has been. But that's what the wind turbine was supposed to do down at the BGA. And it does help, but it's not bringing the money as it states it should. But I'm thinking that is earning money by the wind speed for the day. Kind of like the solar panels only earn money if the sun's out, which makes sense. But I'm just a little bit more old school in Farming Simulator, where I'm used to those bringing in the money that it says it should, not depending on the weather. But in real life, that's how it would work, wouldn't it? I might actually end up with a full harvester of carrots here. We are 66% full, and I'm about 66% done with the field, I do believe. Well, bring on the carrots. I just got to go across the road and unload them anyway, so not that big of a deal. Well, let's see if we can fill up this harvester. I will say having this cut-through road worked out rather well for our first year. I didn't really destroy that much crop, so it was either really good driving or the road is wide enough for what we need to have. Now, it looks like I am going to be able to fill this harvester with this field. Whether I'm full or not when I get down to the other end, I am going to unload because I don't think I'm going to make it all the way back to the other end of the field before it is full. And in case you don't watch American Falls or American Truck Simulator, I will explain why there was no video for Hills of Tuscany over the weekend, as I better pay attention to my combine first, because we are just about full and I don't want to get involved into the story. And then drive over some carrots. All right, we'll put a good clump into here. Wait, can I? Yeah, I think I can do this with a header on. And that's good enough. Look at that. That was just about half. Perfect. Can I may not be able to go through with a header on, so just drop that off right there. And we'll sneak through the gate. Am I going to clip that tree? Okay, so how did I... Nope, still clipping the tree. Maybe I went in over here, where there's no trees. Lower that down. Get the carrots in. Yes, so no episode over the weekend. So for me, the previous day, which was a Friday, where am I at here? What am I looking for? Came in here, forgot what I was looking for. Carrot soup. We should make sure we got carrots. Activate that. And preserved carrots, activate that. So yeah, winter storm came through, and it was wet, heavy snow, fun stuff to fool around with. And knocked down some trees, lost power for about maybe 12 hours or so. So I lost a whole day of recording, which still is not, too bad. The problem was when the power came back on and I was getting ready to do some work on recording some videos, I heard some noises coming from the PC, and it sounded like my cooling pump was acting kind of weird. And I determined, well, the cooling pump sounded like it was out of, it needed a refill, basically. So I took the cooling pump out, and first time I've had to do this, and I could not find anywhere on this system where I could refill it. So I thought about trying to record with a somewhat functional cooling pump for the CPU, and the CPU was just heating up way too much. And I don't want to damage the CPU, even though there's protecting stuff and all that kind of stuff on it. Just didn't want to take that chance, so I ordered a cooling system for the PC. That's why there was no episode for Saturday. But now we are back on track. And as you can see, we are back to farming. So, yeah, I do apologize for no video over the weekend. But maybe allowed some of you to catch up on some series or other series or what have you. And maybe I needed just an extra day break of not making videos, because I think I've had a video out every day for like the past 3 or 4 years. I think there was a couple of occasions where I've taken a day off, not because I wanted to, but more because I was forced to by either having no power, or I think I was sick maybe a couple years ago, where I lost my voice for like about a couple days. Which wouldn't have been a bad thing for some of you. Some of you probably were thinking, yeah, just make a time-lapse video and we'd be happy with that. So the 25,000 liters, we're going to go ahead and stick this into the easy accessible production building. And that is the carrots done for the year. I did not design this production building to be done this way. It just worked out. I actually designed everything for driving in there with a truck and trailer. But as we know, my truck and trailer probably wouldn't have fit through there as easy as the way we're unloading now. All right, we're going to go ahead and park this right here, because the next place I want to use that is going to be over by the Vineyard. But now I need to jump into our Challenger, the Anaconda Challenger. And we're going to go down and grab our plow and start plowing up a couple of the fields. The carrot field we just harvested, and also the potato field that's just there on the hill. I'm not going to get them all done today, but the amount of fields we do have to plow, I don't want to do it all in one episode. We got to mix it up here and there. Round and round we go. Just get through here kind of easily. Watch out for the sunflowers. Make sure this is not on allow to create field. Yep, we're all set. So nothing should need lime. We're all set on lime spreading, I do believe, for a bit. Once I get myself situated with the tractor. Articulated tractors. Yep, it takes me a moment to get used to driving them. Hopefully it didn't ruin my road. Don't, we're all set. So the potato field is going to stay a potato field. This field here, we're just going to keep switching with the... It's going to be a vegetable field mostly. But we'll just keep mixing it up. Probably next year will be parsnips. We pretty much got 2 veggie fields. And with 3 vegetables, we just got to rotate them. Not that it really matters. We're not running crop rotation or anything like that. But just to make it a little bit different around here. And that will be our sugar beet field, which I'll merge with the canola field. I got to wait to harvest the sugar beet before I merge those together. And the more sugar beet, the better, because, yeah, as we know, more sugar, more candy. And that is what we need more of. But everything seems to be going rather well here. We're still slowly expanding while slowly paying off the loan. And, yeah, it's just a matter of getting to that tipping point of where everything happens rather quickly. Meaning the money will come in pretty darn quick, and the loan will disappear relatively fast. If you remember back on Hinterland, it was kind of the same way. Like the first half of the series, you know, we were building things, trying some things out, and then before you know it, the loan really was disappearing rather quickly. Same thing will happen here. But I was starting to think about getting a new Let's Play going. Not anytime soon. I talked about it a little bit in yesterday's episode of American Falls, but in case you don't watch that series, I'm thinking on American Falls. Currently, we're in July on that map, I think. About the same time period, but I'm thinking one more year on American Falls, and we might be done there, just because... yeah, that farm is doing rather well. I don't know how many episodes that means, but, you know, maybe another month or so, give or take, somewhere in there, and we could be looking for a new map to play on. I don't have any maps jumping out at me saying, oh, I got to go play on that one. But it could be a map just like Hills of Tuscany. I kind of came across this one when I decided to maybe do some grape work and, you know, vegetables I was looking forward to doing as well. And this map got updated for the veggies. And I was like, had a quick look at it. I'm like, wait a minute, I could do grapes here and all that. And then I toured the map, and I was like, you know, this is a nice looking map. And I'm glad I didn't, because what I sometimes do when I start on a new map, sometimes I just take everything at the farm and delete it all. And we start from scratch and then build up the farm the way it is. But really, the way this farm is built, I kind of like it. I was a little bit unsure of it at first when we started getting the big equipment. But we seem to get around the farmyard rather well. And this is working out rather well. The working width is just about perfect for the field itself. Just to remind me, we don't need anything here, do we? No, no lime, no nothing. Of course, we need fertilizer. But we'll get one stage of fertilization in when we plant. I should have actually fertilized the field before I plowed it, because that would have put one stage of fertilization in, and then when I planted it next season with the veggies, that would have been the second stage. But it's all right. We can just go around with our New Holland 130 and the spreader on the back, and we'll take care of it rather quickly. Yeah, we just got a lot of plowing to do, just because sugar beet field, cotton field we really don't need to, but the potato fields, the veggies, they all need to be plowed. We're doing a lot of root crop stuff here. And just quickly spin around and get that one little section right there. There we go. Lift up the plow. And let's just get a headland done in this field here before we move on. I would hire a worker if the field was bigger, but no need to. Just gotta be careful I don't bump into the beehives. Well, although I'm in an enclosed cab, so if I were to bump the beehives and they got too upset at me, I don't think they could hurt me too much through the cab. But maybe they could find their way in through a little crevice somewhere. It would be kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure someone's done a test. But what what you could do for a test if you want to try it yourself is, get yourself a nice big field and put down, canola, potatoes, or sunflowers, one of the three, and make sure the field's in a certain condition. Harvest the field, write down the total, and then go back and replant the same crop in it and get the field in the same condition that it was. And then put down some beehives around the field or in the field, however you want to do it. And then, wait for harvest season and see how much the yield goes up in the field. That's the one thing Farming Simulator does once in a while, is they'll add something like that feature, but not really say how much it will increase, give or take. The beehives do have a range. I think it's 150 meters. I can't remember if it's from the center of the beehive or is the complete diameter of 150 meters. And the only way I got to look at it was going into developer mode and activating the triggers, and we can kind of see the dome. Just to know the area that they do cover. Alright, so that is at least a headland done. Let's go ahead and we'll just turn that off right there. Let's jump up to the T8. And we'll quickly get this grass mowed. And yes, we will be putting it into a swath. That's all we'll pretty much ever do with it when we cut the grass. Because we do have a haymaker on the premises down at production lane. But this grass here is still being made into silage so I can make some more TMR for the cows. I do need to check on the sheep to see how much wool they got over there. With the cotton harvest coming up, I'm hoping it's quite a bit. Watch out for that lamp. Alright, and away we go. And the grass field's been pretty much staying the same as it always has been. Meaning I should get 2 trailers and about 10,000 liters extra after that. Kind of forgot how many liters that forage wagon holds, like 43 or 48, somewhere in there. So in the vicinity of 100,000 liters of grass is usually what we get. Originally, I was going to get myself the Krone Big M, as I usually do when I go on a spending spree. But this mowing system right here, 1, is cheaper, and 2, the working width is a little bit wider, actually. And I thought, you know what? We're not going with a big grass field. We don't need to be doing a whole bunch of grass work. Grass work will make you a good amount of money for your farm, depending what you want to do with it. But with grass work, if you want to keep up with it, you got to do it 3 times a year. Actually, you could do it 4 times a year if you wanted to, if you were doing it when the grass is actually ready to be harvested. Because there's actually 2 harvesting stages to grass. I always wait until the second harvest. And there's another test I'm pretty sure someone's done. Is it better to cut your grass 4 times a year or 3? Do you get more yield off your field doing it 3 times or 4 times? I prefer 3 just because it's 1 less time I have to work in the field, and also 1 less time I'll have to fertilize the field as well. So I try to take that in consideration of, yeah, if you cut the grass 4 times a year, you will have to fertilize it 1 more time. So there's a little bit of cost in there, but I guess it all depends on how you're fertilizing it. As we know, I mostly just use the artificial fertilizer because it's quicker, easier. But with the cows here producing as much slurry and manure as they do in the BGA that we do have, not being able to keep up as well, we might be spreading manure and slurry on this field down the road. So being August, I just realized, technically, I know it says year 3, but it's the beginning of year 3, because we got here in August. So we've been here 2 full years. And the first year, well actually first year and a half, I think we just did nothing but just spending that $10 million as quickly as I could. Yeah, the grapes just aren't paying off as much as I hoped they would. I couldn't really remember my experience with the grapes on no man's land and how we were doing. And I thought, well, we got a different grape production here. Maybe the grapes will be worth more with the raisins and the grape juice, red and white. And as we saw last fall when I was selling the grape juice, I thought I was doing great because of all the barrels, but then we found out the barrels really don't hold that much. I still got some pomace to be sold at some point. I just don't think it's worth enough yet, as we are done with the grass field already. Actually, how much is that pomace worth? We can go to our stock market page. Pomace. Yeah, I mean, I only got 15,000 liters, but it's only worth $6,500 if I sell it at the right time. So, yeah, not much I can do. I mean, it's money. At some point, I'll bring a trailer over and sell it. But can't expect big bucks to be coming in from anything I do with the grapes, it seems like. I suppose if you just really got into the grapes 100% on a farm and maybe just went hog wild, like take like no man's land or a map like that, and just went ahead and put grapes everywhere, did nothing but a grape farm. Boy, that's I'm sorry, but to me that sounds kind of depressing when I said it that way. Thinking of no man's land and just doing nothing but grapes, I just started thinking that's a lot of work. Yeah, I mean, I guess when you were to sell grape juice and stuff like that, the money coming in would look kind of impressive that way. Alright, so forage wagon. Alright, we will get 1 load of grass here before I bring it on down to the fermenting silo, because I do need to take silage out of the fermenting silo and bring that over to our TMR building. Good news is I just still got a good amount of silage additive in here. But as I always do, I should come over here and just keep topping off. I have kind of fallen in love with the TARDIS Forge wagon on American Falls, well, for a couple reasons. One, it holds a lot, of course. But the other thing it holds a lot of is the silage additive. And the pickup on that Forge wagon seems to be wider than the pickup itself, which is nice because sometimes the swaths, as we know, can get wider than the pickup and leave little traces here and there. This Forge wagon seems to do just as well, except for on corners, of course. See how we pick up here. Not too bad. Yeah, keep making that TMR because I want to get a good stockpile of it. Because we're pretty much getting that TMR, do I want to say for free? I mean, we are using our grass. But all the other product that we're using for the TMR is a byproduct of the candy production. And if we ever run out of that material, which I don't think we will, because the product I always seem to be running out of at the TMR production facility is the grass itself, or pardon me, the silage, which comes from grass. But we'll keep feeding that to our cows. That maybe if we ever run out, we should have a good amount of hay. I think the next cut we do in November, all that grass will go into the hay making, just because I got like 100,000 liters and the sheep are starting to pile on in, and I just want to make sure we got enough of that to go. Actually, I can't remember how many sheep can go into this area here. Trigger is like right here. There it is. Only holds 48. So I don't think I'm going to have to worry too much about having enough hay for the sheep. So if currently we go to the sheep, they're only using, they're not even using 4,000 liters per day. Wait, and how full are we? Yeah, we're more than half full. We're just about half full. So technically, when the young ones do grow up, they're going to eat a little bit more. So we'll just say that's like 4,000, then double it for 8,000. They're going to need like 10,000 per month, which is 120,000 per year, which is basically one cut of the grass. So if we keep up the work that we do, which is 2 cuts of the year, we'll make silage out of the grass, and then 1 cut we'll put into the haymaker, we should be good to go. Going to keep on taking the road. Don't want to get out of the habit of driving through the field. For the most part, I try not to drive in my fields, even though if there's no crop there, because I always have crop destruction turned on, and I don't want to get into the habit of just keep driving across the field, because then one day I'm just going to be driving along, just like, yep, cut across the field, and then you realize, oh, wait a minute, that's going to destroy my crop. Alright, so while that's unloading into there, we'll unfold this so we can grab the silage. Just want to make sure that this production is up and going, which it should be. Yeah, we are here. Yeah, the distributor for water, seed. I don't have any solid fertilizer there, but this should be filling up the greenhouses. I say should be. Oh, it did refill it a little bit. It's just slow. It's just very slow on refilling it. Not that it's a big deal. We're basically right now just making strawberries over there. But I was testing it for future productions of all the other greenhouses, and maybe make some money off of it. But I'm kind of remembering a little bit on No Man's Land, where we had the open greenhouses when they came out, and I put those down, and I put that distributor down, and I think I found out it wasn't going as fast or distributing as fast as I would like it to. And I thought I was probably using it wrong. And maybe I'm still using it wrong. I don't know how. because it's on distribute, so it should distribute as fast as it's set up to go. So I'm not sure. How are the cows doing? Can I stuff more TMR in their feed trough? I do believe I can. So what we're going to do is, because it takes forever for this TMR production to fill up the trailer with TMR, I think I'll park it and fill it up, and we'll go over to the vineyard and we'll fertilize those other grapes. It won't take me long to get that done. Okay, just pull in here, and this drop off should be like right here-ish. Let me make sure that production's up and running. Where are we here for? There we go. Total mixed rations. Yeah, we're getting the byproduct of dehydrated beet pulp from the sugar plant and molasses. And you can see we got plenty of it. And the ratio is basically 1 for 1 for 1. And that 3 give us that. So, and we're not too far off from getting some more sugar beet into the sugar production. So we're going to get more dried beet pulp and also some more molasses. All right, we're going to fill this up with some TMR. And to fill up with almost 50,000 liters, that is going to take a while. Hopefully that keeps filling as we go over to the vineyard. And right where I left it, 200 liters. I'm hoping that's enough. Get the second stage on our grapes. Yeah, someone mentioned I could sell the mulcher since I don't need it. I'm talking about the mulcher for the grass in between the rows. Really, that's not worth a whole lot of cash. I'll probably get maybe like a couple grand for it. But in a few months' time, we'll get some more grapes, get our grape production up and going. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been kind of talking a little bit of trash towards the grapes. It's been fun getting back into the grapes and just doing something different. But as for making money, it's a long-term project to make money on grapes. And since I think the longest I've been on a map has been like 10 years, which is quite a long time. Yeah, it's really hard to make a decent amount of money from the grapes. Someone did mention that maybe I should upgrade the Antonio Cario for working in between the vines. Now, it's kind of hard to get full-size tractors in between the grapevines. That's why you got to use a smaller tractor. And I'm using the Antonio Cario because, well, we're in Italy, so that seems like a perfect fit. I do believe on No Man's Land, I was going to say I was using the Fent, but I may have used the Landini. But the Antonio Cario gets the job done. More horsepower is not going to help me out too much. I think the Kubotas, I think one of the smaller Kubotas might fit between the rows. But with the modded white grapes here in the Hills of Tuscany, where the vines are closer together, it may not fit between the rows. All right, so how do we do here? Yeah, so it looks like it did pretty good. So somebody mentioned I missed rows here. I thought so as well. But if I were to miss a row, that whole row should be not sprayed all the way through. I think it's because we're tilting one side to the other, or, I may have missed it, but I can't see myself missing 2 rows there and getting most of it in the middle. I'm not too sure, but I think for the most part we are covered and doing rather well there. For grapes, I'm going to say it's good enough because, we're not going to make a whole bunch of cash. We're not losing a whole bunch of cash because I didn't fertilize there. So we are done fertilizing. Let's bring this back to the farmyard, the vineyard. And we'll get this all set up for harvest season. Once again, and we'll try to unload the liquid fertilizer, but yeah, for some reason we just can't unload from that. Not sure why. I got some that will unload, some that will. Have no idea. Am I in the trigger? We are. Customize, and we just want to go. Yeah, make sure that's a harvester that dumps, and everything should be free. Customize. So I'm just trying to see if I want to get money back on liquid fertilizer. What are we at? 21,250. Yeah, still 21,250. So the liquid fertilizer that was in there just disappears. So it is what it is. Yeah, no damages on the harvesters or anything like that. We do repair them in the wintertime. With the realistic damage mod that we run. Yeah, so I got 15,000 liters of... Do I have room in there for more pomace for when the season comes? First I gotta find... There we are. Yeah, I got plenty of room in there for more pomace. Is there actually a place for me to sell it? The biogas plant, which we do not own. That's the 1 million watt. Can I... Is there... Well, it doesn't really matter. I'll just take it wherever it is the best at that time, just to get the best price. So, money-wise, like I said, we're in August and September. Well, we don't sell water. I'm just checking the max month over here. More October. Yeah, it looks like everything's like January, February, March. Candies in June. But as we have seen, the canned veggies, I mean, it does say March, but they're all dark green. So yeah, we can definitely sell them at mostly any time. We'll get some money on in. But that is quite a bit amount of work done for today. We still got more work to do here in August. We got to come over here and harvest the parsnips and probably plow up a couple more fields. And then we can move on till September, which in September, is it just the sunflowers in September? Sunflowers might be ready in September. I think I did plant them in April. Cotton could be ready. No, cotton is October. And the sugar beet, I think, is also... Sugar beet might be next month. Where's the sugar beet? No, sugar beet is October as well. So just the sunflowers next month, which is fine because we're going to need that oil for making the potato chips. We do have some raisins here. Those will be sold in October. It's not a whole lot there, but at least we'll have some money rolling in, which we do need. But anyways, that is where we're going to wrap it up for today, guys. Whoop. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in the hills of Tuscany. But until then, have a good one.